Hello and welcome to my channel, where I discuss both current and past genre favourites, some well-known and others not so well-known or even championed, that I think are worthy of your time. This review is for Presence, the new feature from celebrated writer-director Steven Soderbergh and written by the excellent David Koepp, who amongst other things penned at least two of my favourite films of recent years, being Jurassic Park and Stir of Echoes. I hope to do a review on the latter at some point. I caught this last night with a few friends, and were it not for the fact that I didn't get in until late, I would have written my review for it there and then. But I still have it very freshly in my mind. Plus, I always like to discuss a film with whoever I see it with, as well as go online to see what other people thought. I also like seeing other people's interpretations and breakdowns, of which I saw a couple discussing this film. I aim to keep my reviews spoiler-free, so I won't be giving anything away here. What I will say up front, however, is that this is one of the few films I've seen of recent where it really made me rethink about what I'd previously seen. And I don't know about you, but I personally love when a film can do that. The film is centered around a mixed-race middle-class family, heralded by the always excellent Lucy Liu and a slightly underwhelming, for my money, Chris Sullivan, as parents of two teenagers, Chloe, the standout performance of the film by Kalina Liang, and Tyler, also well performed by Eddie Madday, as the slightly a-hole-ish brother who is never more than a heated discussion away from upsetting the precariously balanced atmosphere of the strained household. We soon discover that Chloe has lost her best friend as well as another friend to what sounds like a drug overdose, and this has subsequently lent to her going through extended grieving and sadness, all the while trying to deal with your average teenage girl angst, especially as her and her brother have just started in a new school. The parents too are also under strain, and there are hints of marital problems that are threatening to crack the family apart even further. If you've seen the trailer for this film, they unfortunately make this out to be some sort of Blumhouse-style chiller that aims to scare you witless with jump scares every other minute. But this couldn't be further from the truth, and instead what we have here is much more of a family drama that just happens to have supernatural undertones. And if the trailer/whole premise of the film hasn't been made obvious by this point, the entire film is seen through the perspective of whatever mysterious presence is in the home. It's a lot of POV shots with lots of fluid and smoothly controlled camera tracking, so as we, the audience, both get to see whatever this thing is looking at, while also being privy as the audience to seeing and hearing characters close up in all of their intimate moments. But just what exactly is this presence? Why is it there? And why does it seem to be so interested in Chloe? Is it malevolent? Or does it have an ulterior motive? This film takes its time, which is a relatively short runtime at around 85 minutes, so to tell its story. Don't expect jarring jump cuts or loud audible stingers. There's arguably maybe one that I counted. This is measured and deliberate, of which I'm sure some might construe as boring and pointless, something the two irksome individuals a few rows behind me last night clearly thought, as they insisted on talking through about 90% of it. There is a pivotal scene involving a psychic, for want of a better term, that, had I not been paying close attention to, I would have missed out on some vital information which comes into play by the end of the film. A character has one devastating moment of grief in this film, which really hit home with me and stayed with me long after the film had finished. I personally am a big fan of less is more and slow burn filmmaking when it's done correctly or with a point to it all. My original opinion of the film as I was watching it changed a fair bit by the conclusion, and I mean that in the best way. Judging by the audience's murmured chatter after we piled out, I feel that quite a few missed what was really going on in the story, which is a shame. And again, I feel that the marketing mislays you into thinking that it will be a certain kind of horror movie when it really isn't that. But if you are a fan of the more art house style indie genre fare and you are patient with where the film takes you, I think you might be pleasantly surprised, although the word pleasant isn't probably the best word to use considering the very dark undertones of what is presented. Anyway, that's my review for Presence. Have you seen it? Are you thinking of seeing it? And if you have seen it, what did you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm also looking forward to seeing The Monkey and Companion, which are two films that are being traded a lot at the moment. So definitely expect reviews on those over the coming weeks. Anyway, thanks again for listening. Take care for now.